welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining wherever you are joining from. I welcome you and I appreciate you for joining the platform. Like and share. Share to family and friends. Share to everyone that is close to you. Keep sharing so that we can be able to get this message across to those who are supposed to hear us. We have come once again as we all to set the record straight. Please do not hesitate to join on this platform at this moment. Help us to share the program to everyone that is close to you, anyone and your contacts. Share to them so that they can come and join us on this very morning episode of our broadcast. I welcome you, those that are joining, the new subscribers. I welcome you, those who are coming for the very first time. The returning subscribers, I also welcome you immensely. Thank you for being part of the platform. Thank you for all the inspiration that you bring. Thank you for all your support on daily basis. I appreciate you and I say may Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect every one of you that is supporting this platform. We have come once again today to do what we know how to do best, which is to preach the gospel of Biafra, the gospel of freedom. And before we go into our message today, as always, we will first of all sing our inspirational songs and prayer to waken up our spirit for the message. Let's go. and share this program on your platform. Share to family and friends. Share to everyone that is close to you as we enter into prayer with our Supreme Leader, Mazin Nandika.
Proceed to offer every prayer to Chukwu Okike Abiyama, who said it in heaven. Therefore, as we always commence, not from today, but from of old, our Father who art in heaven, that your name may be hallowed by men, that we may bow at the mention of it, that we may offer every glory unto thee, that we may offer you every adoration and adulation, because there is none like thee. You fight our battles for us. Every blessed day you demonstrate through your kindness and your everlasting mercy that you are our Lord, our God, and our Creator. This evening we offer these your children unto thee. All over this very planet that you created, they are listening across the entire 24 time zones on this very planet where they inhabit. They are listening to your gospel this very evening, this gospel of redemption, a gospel of hope, a gospel of restoration, a gospel of renewal, this very gospel of freedom, this very gospel of emancipation as only you ordained. That this very gospel must be preached, that mankind may be set free from the eternal damnation of the creation of the British. My goodness me, I want to remain in the spirit because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have sealed, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, oh Lord of hosts, to have mercy on us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word, which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist. You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. Oh Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Ison, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isobo. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy. Because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all this we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you.
He said, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining wherever you are joining us from. As you connect in the platform, we urge you to like and share. Share to family and friends, share to anyone that is close to you so that we can be able to reach to as many people as possible. It is very, very important that you share. In this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We do not come to this platform to preach hate. We don't come here to attack anybody. What we do in this platform is to set the record straight and say things the way they are. In this platform, we reveal so many secrets that you cannot see in the conventional media. In this platform, we call to attention the Biafran people to continue to hold on to their legitimate rights. In this very platform, what we do is to preach the message of freedom. That is what we have signed up for, and we are doing it diligently, and will continue to do so. So when you connect to this platform, just know that you are going to be getting information that has to do with the restoration of Biafra. And you can't run away with it. So I welcome everybody who has connected now. Thank you all for joining. And also remember that this very platform where you're watching this program is a platform that is under the Biafra Republic of Israel, the platform under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Ekpa, and under the Supreme Commander of Mazi Nandekan. In this very platform, we say things the way they are. It does not matter whether you like us, you hate us, you want us, or you don't want us. It will not stop us from telling the truth. We will continue to tell the truth. And the truth will to hold you accountable. If you hear the truth and you refuse to listen, you will have yourself to blame. And we will be happy that we have spoken the truth. But people have failed to heed to the instruction. You can take the horse to the river, but you cannot force the horse to drink the water. That is the situation today. For the Biafran people, we will continue to speak. We will continue to see that everything that we can do to make Biafra free is done. We make sure that you are not lacking information. But in the midst of all this, if you choose to take a different way, it is your own business, and we will not stop you. Whatever choice you make, just know that there is consequence for it. Whichever choice you make today, just know, have it at the back of your mind that there is consequence for it. And you are going to face the consequence of your action if you do not change. If you take a wrong decision, you are going to pay for it. You take the right decision, you're going to enjoy it. So it is your choice to decide which way you want to go. Many of us have decided that we will pass through the path of freedom. We pass through the paths that leads to life and rights. And we are doing that earnestly against all norms. Whatever challenges they are bringing from east, west, and south, you must have to be strong. Don't allow anybody to distract you or deceive you. Do not allow anybody to push you into something you don't want to do. We have come a very long way. Excuse me. Today, as we speak, the restoration of Biafra is much more serious than it has ever been. The restoration of Biafra is much more real today than it has ever been. You cannot deny the fact that people are responding to this restoration. You cannot deny the fact that foundations have been laid for the restoration of Biafra. And those foundations are very strong. Even though they are strong, more pillars are added to the foundation to make sure that it doesn't fall. So, my fellow Biafrans, every one of us watching must be very, very careful about the time that we're in. And make sure you do your own part. Anybody to deceive you or distract you. It doesn't matter who the person is. Do not sell your soul out. We have seen so many attacks on the government of Biafra. We've seen very many attacks on our Prime Minister. The reason for the attack is very plain. He is the man to give us Biafra. If you want to be that very part of Biafra, you have to be very, very careful, up and doing, and be watching all the time. Keep your eyes on the Keep your eyes on the rising sun. As long as you keep your eyes on the rising sun, you are going to achieve what you want. You are going to achieve your freedom. Freedom is not given, it is taken. The only thing we are asking today is that you should rise up and take your freedom. It is not given. Many have risen. They have risen and they have refused to give them freedom. Many have complained and protested. They refuse to call them out. But I bet you today, it is a different ballgame. Everyone that is out there watching must be ready and prepared for what is coming. Do not allow anybody to deceive you, believing there is something else that's going to happen. The only miracle that's going to happen is already happening now. Chukwu Okike Abiyama have given us a man who is equal to the task. Mazi Simon Ekpa. Very much equal to the task. And is ready to lead us to the promised land. Everyone in Biafra has gotten this message. And they are following it up. We must mind what we do, what we say, and where we go. Because the Janjaweed, they are in with all their ammunitions. We will not pretend that we are not seeing them. We see them, we see their movements. And we are going to be prepared to wait for them. As we prepare to wait for them, remember every place you go, the government is still pushing their own agenda. The government is still pushing their own agenda. And when you hear the government agenda, in a normal sense, it's supposed to be an agenda that represents the people. But when you hear government agenda in this scenario, it is looking for a means to keep you down. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect us. We must continue to do what we know how to do best and make sure that the message gets to the people it needs to get. Sometimes when we come online, it is difficult to speak or to preach. I appreciate every one of you. No matter where you are connecting from, no matter where you are joining us from, no matter which angle or which area you are performing, continue to stand strong and stand tall. Do not get distracted. Do not get distracted. Every single thing we are doing today is pointing at the restoration of Biafra. In this program, I wanted to talk about the master stroke. The master stroke of our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa under the Biafra government and the effect. Our Prime Minister have delivered a master stroke. Now you understand better that there are many ways we can be able to fight this battle and win it. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect every one of us. There are so many issues we have to look into today. For a very long time, there has been a campaign and evil plan against the Biafran people. This plan has been ongoing for a long time. But nobody has the courage to confront this evil. The dehumanization, the attack, accusation against a people has always been the order of the day in the contraption called Nigeria. During the time of Uwazurike, many lost their life. The time of IPOB under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, many equally lost their life. And in the new dimension, people are losing their life. But we have come together to say enough is enough. We come together to say enough is enough. And we're going to do everything humanly possible to see that will put an end to this evil. The Prime Minister has said it, that you cannot take the life of a Biafran people and you yourself will remain alive. It's not going to happen. We are taking up our position to fight our battle and fight it the best way we can. There has been serious campaign in the past. But today we have a man who knows what they do not know. And he has told us in his own word that he is going to end the zoo. And we can see the end of the zoo fast approaching. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks or say. The end of the zoo fast approaching. May Chukwu Okike my guide and protect us. Because of the dehumanization, the attacks against the Biafran people, our Prime Minister have gone extra mile to do things and make sure Biafra is restored. It is so sad that while he is busy doing what he has to do, some people are just busy there looking for fault or trying to distract him. Just the same thing on our broadcast. Sometimes when we are broadcasting, you see some people, they come to the comment section. Out of everything you have said in that video, they will not applaud you. They will be searching for mistakes. There are some that come on our live program, they come to look for mistakes. Where you have spoken good English and where you spoken bad English. They keep on investigating themselves. But I ask you, who gave us that position where we are today, have a reason for giving us that position. Whether you are a man or a woman, whichever position you hold today, he has a reason for giving to you, and you must make sure that you fulfill your purpose. Every one of us have a purpose in life. You cannot deny it. And most importantly, we know why we are here. May Almighty God be adored. Why the zoo were coming together to make their plans and say we will not be free? Our Prime Minister was busy doing what he had to do. They call him names. Sometimes when we come online, they come and they write, oh, jobless people, this and that, miscreant. But that did not discourage us. We continue to march on. I pray that Chukwu Okike will guide and protect every one of us. The battle that we are fighting is not just an ordinary battle. It is also a spiritual battle. It has a spiritual aspect of it. It is by the grace of Chukwu Okike that our Prime Minister was able to deliver the master stroke. And when we talk about this master stroke he delivered, some of you won't understand. Even one of the lawyers who were contracted for the lobbying in DC said it, talked about the master stroke. There are certain things you must have to do to dream of being a controller. There are things that you must do to agree to be a version. There are things you must do. And those things are what the zoo have made impossible for anybody fighting for Biafra to do. Those things are what they have removed the mind of the Biafrans for. Because we have always known that Getting a country is not a child's play. Running a country is not a child's play. And for the world to support you, you must show them what you got, what you can do. Showing them what you can do is not just in your mouth, not just by writing, in practical terms. They want to see your actions. Today, we have seen what the Biafran government has done. The Biafran government have made a great effort and great changes against all attack. At a stage, everyone was against our prime minister. But he never stopped. He continued to move on. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect every single one of us. The plans of the enemy is to stop us. But if you allow yourself to be stopped, it is going to be disastrous. Very, very disastrous. We must not allow ourselves to be stopped. Because we have gotten to more than 90%. We are having more than 90% to the declaration. We have been able to achieve 90% success. That is why every hand must be on deck. We have successfully won the battle on the 3 fronts through which Biafra is going to be restored. In those 3 fronts, we are making huge progress. When you come to the self-defense, Biafra is doing great. Yesterday, it was so serious. But against all our gun attack, the Biafrans are doing great. I appreciate every Biafran that is in all corners, responding and doing what they have to do. Politically, Biafrans are doing great. They are casting their vote in huge numbers. Many people are joining and casting their vote. And those who have not yet casted their vote, if you see this video, share the video to them. Give them time to come up. Share information with everybody around you, because we do not have much time anymore. The time is short. But with the little time we have to make changes. On the diplomatic level, great success has been made. Today, we have a voice in Washington, D.C. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect us. The Biafran people have a voice. And no matter what anybody does, no matter your propaganda, your blackmail, your attack, you will never succeed in holding us back. I appreciate everyone that is standing firm and standing strong. Sometimes it is difficult for us to do certain things because of certain restrictions, but in the midst of it all, we will not look back, because already the man whom Chukwu Okike have made a leader in our midst is not tired. How can we be tired? How can we be tired? They are going crazy today because he has delivered the master stroke. They are in a big shame. They are terrified. Because what they were thinking will happen never happened. They thought we are going to be failures. They thought we can never make it. They thought we are jokers. But I thank Chukwu Okikabiyama. He has finally made it for us. Today we have voices on the most important places we need to have voices. Today we are here and preparing, every one of us gearing up for the D-Day of Biafra. It's bothering you. Do not hesitate to bring it out. If there is anything that's going to deny you being part of Biafra, you can share it with us. You can share it with us. May Chukwu Okikabiyama guide and protect you. I appreciate every one of you, more especially our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. He has given us a name already. He has made Biafra a nation to reckon with. He has done a lot. And it is high time we do our own part. We must not continue to sit on the fence, and we must not leave all the duties for him. Every one of us must have to get involved. Get involved. We must all get involved. The zoo is very confused. As we speak, they are confused. They are very confused. They don't know what the future holds for them. But the idiotic ones among them is still encouraging them. Finally, have decided to protect themselves. The Biafrans finally have decided to come together and be whom they are supposed to be. We must continue to preach this gospel, no matter how difficult it is. No matter how bad it is, we must continue to preach it. The peace that we seek is a genuine peace. We are not troublemakers, and we are not looking for trouble. We have sacrificed so much to keep that country one. For a very long time, the Biafra, it has always been about people of other colors. But I bet you, in this our own time, it has to be about us, and we must change our mind to focus on ourselves. We, the Biafran people, have done a lot for others. Chukwu Okikabiyama guide and protect us. The message of freedom is a strong message, reliable message, and a message we must preach, even though they don't like it. The haters of freedom will always hate. Those who derive joy in keeping others captive, they will continue to do so. But as long as we resist them and do what we are supposed to do, they are going to fail. They will not have anything to stand on. The Prime Minister of Biafra, Republic has done a very great work. I say to the people that even if he stops here, he has done a lot. May Chukwu Okike be our guide and protect all of us. Do you still have a doubt that Biafra is going to come? Do you still have an atom of doubt that Biafra is going to come? If you have a doubt, type on the comment section and tell me why you are doubting. Do you still have to question the integrity of Mazi Simon Ekpa in the restoration of Biafra? These are questions I want answered. I want answers to this question. Do you still have a doubt on the integrity of the Prime Minister of Biafra, Republic of Mazi Simon Ekpa? If you have a doubt, let me know. Write it on the comment section and tell me what your doubt is. As for me personally, I have followed Mazi Simon Ekpa very closely. I have not found him wanting in any way. I know he has what it takes to bring Biafra, and that is why I am talking about Biafra with confidence. My fellow Biafrans that are watching, we should value what we have. If you have listened to the speech that was made by one of the lobbyists employed by Biafra government, he said that our Prime Minister have proven that he is a leader. That our Prime Minister has proven that he's a leader and he has beaten Nigeria to their game. In the midst of all their propaganda and blackmail, he was able to conduct self-referendum successfully. In the midst of all their propaganda and blackmail, he was able to open up liaison offices across the world. And in all those liaison offices, they are all registered in the country where they are domiciled. There is none of them that is not registered. They are all registered there. And that is why he can boldly talk about the issue of recognition. Remember when letters of recognition was submitted, we saw it. Some of us, we don't know why he does certain things he does until we begin to pay attention closely. That is why I say anybody that is falling out with Mazi Simon Ekpa is just ignorant. It's either you are ignorant or you are jealous. The Prime Minister of Biafra Republic knows what he is doing. And he's following every step once at a time. The steps he has taken so far are excellent and worthy. And I can see Biafra coming with the speed of light. After he delivered the master stroke, the Zoological Republic was paralyzed. But in that their paralysis, they will still wake up and they're going to do something. Don't think it's over. They have all the money under their control. They have all the influence. But I bet you, because the time has come Chukwu Okikabiyama have chosen a man. In every step that they make, it will turn against them. Every single step the zoo take will turn against them. We know that as we are lobbying, they are equally lobbying at the same time. Don't think they're going to fold their hands. They will not fold their hands. But because the time has come, and the promise of Chukwu Okikabiyama will happen, as he promised Mazen Nandekano and said, when the time is right, I will send the right people. Any office that we are going to submit a letter or approach, Chukwu Okikabiyama will go before us and clear the road. He will go before us and clear the road. That is what is happening, and that is what has been happening. That is why most of the successes that is recorded, some of you will be asking, how did it happen? Unbelievable. This is the man he called a nobody. He has patiently proven to you that he is somebody. Today he is giving the zoo sleepless nights. And all the Irats, I call him them, they have all disappeared. They have all shamefully disappeared. And the few of them that come online once in a while are those who their shame is shaming them more and more. Their shame is destroying them. Every one of them today that will still mount his or her platform to speak against our Prime Minister, their shame and disgrace awaits them. But of course, because some of them are shameless, there's no way you can shame the shameless. You can't shame the shameless, no matter how you try. So we will not waste our time on them. We focus on ourselves and what we have to do. As the Prime Minister today have taken the major step, the Biafra government is doing everything possible, taking a major step. You as an individual, you have a role to play. You have a role to play. If you know any responsibility that's been placed on you, please do your part. Anyhow you know you can be able to support, do not hesitate. The restoration of Biafra is something that people will see and they say they have never seen anything like this. Testimony is going to come. In time to come, people are going to testify about the man you are calling names today. This man you don't want to see, you demonize him, you call him all sort of derogatory name. And he laughs over it and go ahead and do what he wants to do. Haven't you had enough? Haven't you had enough? Well, no matter what happens, the deadline and the red line have been drawn. So it's left for every one of us to do our part. Stand firm. Stand strong, stand firm. Tighten up your belt. Tighten up. It is going to be more tough. Don't think it's going to be easy. It is going to be even tougher. What you are seeing today is going to be more open. You know, sometimes when we talk about the issue, things that are happening in the zoo, some people do not really believe it. Even people living in that contraption don't believe it. They believe it's not happening. Just like when we say that there is a war going on in Biafra territory. Some people who are even Biafrans living there do not believe it. thank Chukwu for social media. There was a video I saw before I came online, recorded live with a cell phone, where an armor tank was driving into a compound. An armor tank, he just run over the gates and entered into a private house in a village. What is an armored car looking for in the residential area? A very beautiful mansion, and I believe the owner of the house is living abroad. They use their armor tank to enter there and bulldoze everything down. When I saw that, my heart moved. So many of us, even that you're living abroad, you think you are safe. You are not safe. And there's no way you can be safe when your family back home is not safe. None of us is safe. Every single one of us have somebody back home. We have people back home. Every one of us living abroad. And no matter how bad your people are, you will not wish them death. You will pray that they live and repent. Because some of them who are the way they are today is because of that contraction called Nigeria. That is why they are the way they are. In everything that is happening in the life of people, the zoo contribute to it. The environment alone can make you run mad. That is why sometimes when you blame people a little, don't blame them so much. For me personally, I consider people that are in Biafra land a lot when I'm speaking. I put them on special reference. Anytime I speak about somebody who is in Biafra land, what they do. Because I know they have limitations. There are things we can do, those of us that are outside the country can do that they cannot do, even if they want to do it. But yet they can't. I must applaud everyone that is in Biafra land doing what they're supposed to do. When I saw the video I'm telling you about, many of you must have seen the video. If you have not seen that video, please go to the platform of our Prime Minister on X. You will see the video of how the terrorist country called Nigeria take their armored car and run down in people's compounds, enter through their gates, take the armored car, enter into the gate in a residential area in the village. And I was wondering, that place they went to run, is that where the unknown gunmen are living? Of course, no. That house they entered and run down with the armor tank, is that where the people that attacked them live? No. But because of their envy, jealousy, and wickedness, they destroyed the house of others, and they steal. That is how they are looting people's property. When they see a good house, they use the armored car, push it down, they go into the place and loot. This is what is going on in Biafra land. And when we tell you that war is going on, you think it's a joke. It is happening. I thank Chukwu Okike for the social media. And a lot of people are following our Prime Minister on platform. They will see a lot of things happening. Nigerian media does not report anything that is happening in Biafra land. It is out of ban to report the issue of Biafra in Nigeria. The Nigerian media will never, with all those their idiotic journalists everywhere, you can never see them going to Biafra land to interview people individually or make investigation, conduct a documentary of what the zoo is doing in Biafra territory. None of them will do so. None of them has the power, or they will do so. Every one of them is still waiting. They are waiting for everything to be done for them. My fellow Biafrans, we must stand up now or never. The The joy is that already every single strategy and plan have been made in place. Today we have the Liberation Army who are there to defend you. The self-referendum that is to represent the political move have already been conducted, and the voting is going on as we speak, still going on. Every other thing that we need to do, we must have to do it. We must. And after we have done all that we have to do, then we go to wait and see what they have. We are much more prepared today than we have ever been. If we had this kind of preparation in 1967, there is nothing that will make Biafra not to succeed. If we had the kind of preparation we have now in 1967, it would be a different ballgame. 1967, it was a very difficult time in the sense that the Biafrans, we are not prepared. We are not prepared for what came upon them. Biafrans never prepared for war. Our eternal leader, Dim Odweju, said it. They never prepared for war. But the government of the zoo brought war upon them. So it's not about you preparing or not. They brought war upon them. And they had no choice but to defend themselves. And they did for 3 good years. We have come again on that same time. And today, we are passing through the same road that we have passed before. They have planned. And they have brought war in our land. They didn't bring it secretly. They announced it in the open before the whole world. The chief of army staff came on live TV, came on their conventional media and announced that they are going into Biafra land for jungle warfare. Say they are going to Biafra land for jungle warfare. As if that is not enough, he came out again and announced that they are going to Biafra land for asymmetric warfare. And I don't know whether if war has another meaning. What we know to be war, when a military man talks about war, we know what it means. We don't need to ask it for interpretation. When a military man talks about war, we know what it means. And today they have made up their mind to bring war upon us. Biafrans will defend themselves. And that is exactly what the Biafran people are doing today. Defending themselves. No matter what happens, no matter what you do, we will continue to defend ourselves. We will continue to defend ourselves until we are free. The propaganda you used to hold us down in 1967 can no longer work. 1967, we do not have any diplomatic move. We didn't have anybody to lobby for us. Those who were supposed to do it were busy doing something else. Jealousy and envy were killing them. Some of them even denied Biafra and ran away. Somebody like Dr. Nanazgiwe. Dr. Nanazgiwe denied Biafra. Initially, he was part of it. He was supporting Biafra initially. But all of a sudden, he turned 360 degrees and began to speak against Ojukwu. In fact, he was abroad. Instead of advocating for Biafra, he was advocating for the end of Biafra. The people even he was even accusing our eternal leader, Tim Ogudu, out of envy. He was accusing him. So, my fellow Biafrans, at this time that we have, cannot be taken on our words. That is why we prepare. And how I wish Biafran started preparing on time. If you remember when Mazen Nandekano began to ask for defense of Biafra land, Mazen Nandekano went to the United States and he was asking them to come out and sponsor the defense of Biafra land. They took him as a madman, a troublemaker, that he doesn't know what he's doing. He left them and he came back. After so many years, he was able to establish the ESN. Without their consent, he did it. And after he did that, all hell broke loose. They began to plan evil against him. But he didn't bother. He began to plan the exit of it. When they kidnapped him, they celebrated and said it is all over. They thought they have thwarted the freedom of Biafra. They didn't know. They didn't know that it's just opening a gate for the coming of Biafra. Now I understand the reason the people who sold Mazen Nandekano out succeeded. Now I understand the reason people who sold Mazen Nandekano out succeeded. It is because of what is happening today. That is why Chukwu Okikabiyama allowed them to kidnap Mazen Nandekano. Because Chukwu Okikabiyama knew that if Mazen Nandekano was not taken out of our midst, that these criminals will continue to hide under him and they will continue to distract the message. I knew that very well. But I thank Chukwu Okikabiyama that in today Biafra, you cannot hold us down. You can't distract us. Your propaganda cannot stop us. It does not matter who you are. It doesn't matter who sent you. It doesn't matter under which level are you operating. We are prepared and we are ready to engage the zoo and their terrorists. Under the new dimension anointed by Mazen Nandekano, our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, established the Biafran government. Our Prime Minister, with the cabinet, established the Biafra Defense Force. The Defense Force of Biafra today has that responsibility to defend the Biafra land. And they are carrying out self-defense to the highest level. Some of them come and they come online just to tarnish the image of our Prime Minister. They say he is a violent man. After the announcement of the lobbyists, I now understand why there was a massive attack on our Prime Minister. Anytime you see the whole world up against Master Mareka, they have seen something. Anytime you see their voice increase, you see them in different parts, in different angles. Anytime you see all of them gathering together, because they must gather, you know that they have seen something coming. Because they have their informant. They have their informant and their ear is also on the ground. When our Prime Minister makes a major move, even before the announcement of the major move, how will you understand it? You will understand the major move by the large propaganda that you begin to see. Musa became a media warrior and began to go from place to place calling Mazi Simon Ekpa, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Musa became helpless. The only thing he had to do is to go to the media. And while he was calling for the kidnap of Mazi Simon Ekpa, he thinks that we are dumb. We cannot know what is Biafrans paid attention and ignored him. You have called for the kidnapping of Mazi Simon Ekpa from the moment Mazi Nnamdi was kidnapped. I don't know what you are going to do next. These people have actually done everything they need to do. Every single thing that Musa was telling them to go and do again is something they have done. And they have failed and continue to fail. As for we, the Biafran people, we are going to engage them until they leave our land. The order has been given. And those of our brothers who are still serving under the zoo, those people from Biafra land serving under the zoo, I wouldn't have much to say to you. Maybe when you see things with your eyes, you will make your choice where to belong. And pray that when that time comes, that you will survive. Those of you serving in Nigerian Zoological Republic terrorist military, you don't read history, right? The very first revolution that was carried out by Nzolo, that very first revolution that they tagged coup. When that coup was done, after it was foiled, and Agi Ironsi became the president, they assassinated Agi Ironsi. After the assassination of Agi Ironsi, they did not stop there. Go and ask what happened to the Biafrans serving in the military officers. I was just listening to an interview that was granted to him, and he said that more than 2,000 soldiers, officers from Biafra land lost their life in the barracks. And this happened in the Lagos. You see, that is one thing. It happened in Lagos, not even in the north. A man was interviewed, he was saying that in Ibadan and Lagos, more than 2,000 soldiers of Biafra extraction were executed. These were people who are not even part, they didn't have any clue of how the coup was planned. They didn't have any clue of what transpired. But simply because they are from Biafra extraction, they were executed. This trend you are seeing today did not start today. It didn't start today. This trend you see when they say begin to accept illegality as legal. That something will happen to their military. Instead of going after the people who committed the crime, they go after the entire human being in that area. Everything that have breath there will go down. I have never seen any other military in the world practicing that evil. Only in Nigeria. And in Nigeria, they practice that only in Biafra land. When something happens, they destroyed an entire village as a revenge. That was why after they lost their soldier in Aba,
These people came online shamelessly and say that they will revenge. Revenge from who? From the Biafra people. Because it happened in Biafra territory, everyone becomes guilty. And you have the right to take any life, as many as you want. This has been the trend in the zoo. And the people of the zoo applaud it. Anytime it happens to Biafrans, they applaud it. They say, why do you go attack? Why you attack military? Don't you know when you attack military, they are going to come with force? You applaud it and you encourage it. We will no longer accept that. We will no longer accept that madness. No matter how you try to present that evil, no matter how you try, we will no longer accept it. A terrorist government, they go after the innocent, and the citizens of the country accept it. Inhumanity against man, violence to the highest level against innocent citizens, destroying the life of those you are supposed to protect, and nobody sees anything wrong with it. They applaud it. They applaud it. We cannot allow this to continue. In the era of Biafra Republic Communist in Exile, under the command of the Prime Minister, Mazi Samonepa, we cannot allow this wickedness to continue. We will not permit it. Because we have come a very, very long way. We will not allow it. No matter how they try to push their lies, no matter how they try to push their propaganda, not anymore. For every life that is lost in Biafra land, we are going to take vengeance. For every single life lost, anytime you come to Biafran territory to commit your atrocities, you are going to miss a very heavy resistance. And that is why yesterday and day before yesterday, they have been receiving woto. They have been receiving woto in Biafra land. And they will continue to receive woto until every single one of them exits from their land. If you don't worry. It's going to be your turn. It's just a question of time. It's a question of time. I pray that Chukwu Okukabiyama will guard and protect every one of us. Wherever you are in Biafra land today, you must be security conscious. And if you're living abroad, pay attention to what is going on. Don't just sit back. Support the Biafran government the best way you can. Our Prime Minister has delivered the master stroke. The only thing that is remaining today is in your hand as a Biafran. All the plans and strategy and how to get Biafra has been laid bare on the floor. The ball is in your court. Support the Biafra government. Support Mazi Simon Ekpa. Stop your jealousy. Stop your envy. Stop that distraction. Focus on the freedom. The freedom we are talking about is for everybody. Old, young, male, female. No matter whom you are, it is for everybody. So why are you talking down on it? Wherever you are, rise up and support the liberation of your people. Do what you have to do to see that Biafra is free. Everything that you can do as a human, do it to see that Biafra is free. Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of Biafra, has what it takes There's no doubt. All he needs today is our support. Let us contribute financially, most importantly, to defend Biafra land. That is all we have. I thank you for being part of this program. Thank you for your patience. I will see you again in the evening by the grace of Chukwu Kabia. If you have time, join us and we will continue this message. Biafra government, peace, unity, progress, and equity. May Chukwu Kabia guide and protect us. I will see you again in the evening. Be there and let us continue this message.